Okay, looks like we're live. So, hello everyone. Today we're going to cover an amazing topic, everything collagen. So, collagen 101, do's and don'ts for lasting vitality. Because I know collagen right now is the big rave. It is, we hear it everywhere. Take your collagen, it's going to make your skin nicer, it's going to make your hair nicer, it's going to help your joints. So, today we're going to talk about what is collagen, what are the things we should do to prevent loss of collagen? And the best part of today is going to be that we are introducing an amazing surprise for you guys. Something that here at DWC, we are very, very, very excited. And I am honored that I get to spill the news today. So let's get started. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a licensed naturopathic doctor. I've been with DWC going on 3 years now. I truly love it, love working in this environment where we can help women thrive and feel amazing. And, as a consequence, we also get to treat men because their wives bring them in, their friends bring them in. They're like, everybody deserves to feel amazing, right? So I am a Phoenician. I was born and raised here in the sunny city. Been here all my life. I don't like to be cold, so it's the perfect city for me. I'd rather be boiling hot in the summer than in snow. So perfect place for me to be. And I really, really have a special place for women, and especially burnout moms or women in busy, overwhelmed women, because I too have been there. So there's so many things we can do to help you feel better. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today, it's going to make sure that we age very gracefully. So let's get into it. Okay, so what is collagen? So like I said, it's the big rave. We hear about it. There's tubs of it everywhere. Some people put it in their coffee, others in their shakes. So collagen is a protein. What is a protein? So protein is a combination of amino acids. And it acts like the body's framework. So the scaffolding of our system. So as you see in the picture, it's kind of like what sets up that framework for our skin, for our organs, for our body. So it gives our hair, skin, nails, joint, and bones the structure, the strength, and the elasticity. So it's very important. It's a foundation. Without it, we don't operate, right? So in the skin, it's going to help the skin stay firm, stay smooth, stay plump, and stay youthful. The loss of collagen is a reason why we see aging. In the gut, it's going to help bind up, not bind up, but it's going to make sure that your gut lining is nice and strong so we can prevent things like leaky gut, which is another thing that's, it's a very hot topic. And that's because we, in general, don't consume enough collagen anymore. If we go back into ancestral diets, they consumed a lot more collagen just because they ate a lot of the organ meats, they ate the intestines, they ate fibrous meats. Now we mostly eat muscle meat that doesn't have a lot of that collagen. So that collagen is what helps strengthen our gut lining and improves the structure of our GI so that it works better. It's also really important for our blood vessels because as we see like our skin age, the skin look more dull and maybe not as elastic and not as plump, that's happening in our vessels as well. So collagen helps keep our vessels strong, keep them flexible. So it ensures that we have good integrity of our blood vessels. It's going to also help them heal if they have any nicks or knacks so that we can prevent cardiovascular disease. And then in our brain and in our nervous system, it's really, really important because it helps provide a matrix in which our neurons, so our brain, our nervous system cells, can communicate with each other. And it also keeps our neurons, so our neurons have a little body, and it helps keep that body wrapped and protected. And it's really, really important because that wrapping is like insulation with wires. We need that insulation for the wires. That's that sheet in our neurons called the myelin sheet. So collagen is really important for that because unlike muscle meat, collagen is actually really high in glycine. So glycine is one of the amino acids that makes that collagen protein. And glycine has a very calming effect. It helps produce our calming neurotransmitters like GABA. So really, really important for our nervous system as well. So why do we start to lose collagen? So I was kind of mind blown by the fact that I learned collagen starts to decline as early as in our 20s. So in our 20s, we start to lose 1% per year. And by our 40s, we could have lost 20% of our collagen. That is wild. So it's so important that we are preventative so that we can stay youthful, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. And for women in particularly, as estrogen decreases with perimenopause and menopause, there's less stimulation for collagen production. So we would see a reduction in fibroblast activity, and that slows down the repair of the skin and the building of new collagen. So what are these fibroblasts? So these fibroblasts are the cells that lay down and make that collagen. So they make that framework. Basically, you can think of fibroblast as a cell that makes connective tissue. And we want to remember this. This is important for later in our presentation. So as we age and lose our estrogen, we don't have enough of that fibroblast activity to keep our tissues nice and strong. And then things that can actually accelerate us losing collagen are excess UV sun exposure. So if we're not protecting our skin from UV rays, it can age us. And we think of it as sun, right? But all the bright lights that we sit under, they also damage our skin. We carry amazing products in office that are actually protectant to our skin. You'll see some of us apply them on throughout the day because we sit under fluorescent light. So those UV lights do damage our skin. It's not just the sun. So food for thought, if you sit in an office, if you're under bright lights all the time, you want to make sure you're protecting your skin. Eating excess sugar and processed food, that causes a lot of inflammation in the body. When there's inflammation, our body doesn't have time to focus on making collagen. Smoking and excess alcohol, that's a toxic burden we're putting on our body. So it's making our body have to go do that, deal with the toxin burden of alcohol and smoking. So that therefore it has less time to focus on our collagen production. And smoking and alcohol are very damaging to the skin. Smoking in general, you can tell when somebody's a chronic long-term smoker because of the quality of their skin. It significantly decreases collagen. Chronic stress, I truly believe stress is the root of all evil. So it will deplete all your hormones. It will deplete all the cofactors, all the nutrients needed to make collagen. Lack of sleep. So when we sleep, it's when our body heals. So we need our body to repair. We need our body to go into that nice deep sleep and restorative sleep so that it can repair any little damage that's happened throughout the day. This is going to prevent disease. It's going to keep us healthy. So if we're consistently in a sleep debt, then our body doesn't have time to catch up and it's working at a deficit. So think of a car that you keep running without maintaining it. You're not doing your oil change, you're not doing your tire rotations, you're not changing your filters, you're not changing your timing belt, things like that. Then it eventually starts to break down, and it breaks down a lot sooner, where it could have been prevented had you done proper maintenance. So that is sleep for us. It's really important that we sleep and we get good quality sleep, because that's when our body's healing, and that's when it's going to make sure that we're laying down that collagen to protect our tissues. And of course, pollution, environmental toxins. So if we're exposed to things that put that burden on our body has less opportunity to heal and less opportunity to lay down collagen. And there's a lot of things we can put in place to help restore our collagen or help stay on top of the collagen loss. Vitamin C is really, really important. It's a key factor into making collagen. So really important. Ensuring that you're eating enough protein, because protein is going to provide those amino acids so that your body can build collagen. And a rule of thumb for my women is 25 to 30 grams per meal, just to ensure that you're getting sufficient at each meal, sufficient throughout the day. Obviously, it's going to vary on your activity level and so forth, but this is a good rule of thumb to go by. And you want your protein that is highest in collagen production amino acids. It's going to be your animal protein. So good quality meats, your low heavy metal fish, your chicken, your poultry, and so forth. Your eggs, really important too. And then zinc, copper, and silica, very important to, again, help lay down the minerals needed to make that collagen. You can find these in a lot of our vegetables, in a lot of our fruit, like kiwis are high in zinc, oysters are really high in zinc. So ensuring that you're having a diet that's colorful from fruit and veggies, because that's not only going to provide you with some of those minerals, it's also going to provide you with those antioxidants. And antioxidants help fight free radicals. So what does that mean? So when you are exposed to pollutants and you're exposed to environmental toxins and to alcohol and so forth, it makes things in the body, we're going to think of it in very simple terms, it makes things in the body rust. So just like an old piece of metal will rust. So we want the antioxidants so they can fight that and we can keep our body nice and vibrant. So important that we're eating fruit, basically the eat the rainbow concept. We want a variety of fruit and veggies. And then you want to consume foods that are high in collagen. Animal meats are high in collagen, connective tissue. Like in my culture, menudo is very popular. Menudo is made from cow's stomach. And it's really, really high in connective tissue. So it's really high in collagen. Bone marrow is really high in collagen as well. And if you have made it a habit to drink bone broth, again, in my culture, they make a lot of bone broth stews. They're really high in collagen. So if you haven't hopped on the bone broth train, it's a great time to do it. And now you can find a million recipes on how to make bone broth online. I truly love a nice warm cup of bone broth in the morning, add a little splash of lemon, and it's the best. So highly encourage you to, make sure you're having things in your diet that are going to promote collagen production. Your omega-3 is really important, that you're eating good, healthy fats, keep things nice and moisturized and nice and flexible and lubricated. Again, your good quality fish are going to be a great source for omega-3s. Just make sure you're looking at wild caught. So again, we're avoiding those pollutants. And then healthy habits. So things that we want to implement outside of just diet that are going to help our collagen production. Doing strength training. So doing some kind of physical activity that includes weights or body weight, something that is putting strain on your muscles. It's going to stimulate those fibroblasts. So remember, fibroblasts are cells that lay down connective tissue. So when you're doing strength training, you are stimulating those fibroblasts. So you're laying down more collagen. That's why people, like women that work out and are really healthy, you can tell like their skin looks really good. And it's because they have more fibroblast activity just from simply working out. And a lot of the time, people that are working out are also ensuring that they're eating well, that they're hydrating. So hydration, really important that you are drinking plenty of water. Otherwise, this is a very mental image, probably ages me, but I always think of SpongeBob out of water, like a dried up sponge when we don't have enough water. So I'm like, there's no room to build collagen when I'm all dried up and shriveled. So super important that you hydrate. And I have to have that mental image because I am not great at hydrating. So it's like a constant task for me, but I truly know how important it is. And I feel it whenever I am dehydrated. And the rule of thumb is, drink at least 80 ounces of water a day. It should be around half your body weight in ounces of water is what we're taught. But I would say shoot for 80 ounces. Electrolytes are super important. They help draw that water into your cells so everything's staying nice and hydrated. We have great ones in office that I love. And then stress reduction, really important that you are mitigating your stress. We talked about how stress actually depletes your cofactors. It depletes your nutrients. It makes it so that you don't sleep well. And that will age your body. Apply your daily sunscreen. We talked about those UV rays, not only from the sun, but also where you're being exposed from the really fluorescent, vibrant blue lights. And not only that, but if you're sitting in front of a computer at all times and you don't have any type of screen blue blocker or anything, you want to make sure that you're doing something to protect your skin. And then being proactive about reducing inflammation. And that goes back to the sugar and the alcohol. And what are you putting on your body? Are you putting toxic lotions? Because that can cause inflammation within the body and so forth. So overall, do the basics of good sleep, good hydration, good food, and really just control the things you can control and let the other ones go so that we can mitigate that stress response. And then we want to take care of our skin topically. Like we're talking about collagen not only impacting our skin, but it's impacting all our organs, right? But there's things we can do topically so that we're fighting from the outside and the inside so that we make sure we're covering all our bases. Using retinol actually helps our cells turn over, and it's going to help us make more collagen. If you're like me and you're like, I have nowhere to start with my skincare, we have a great plan. We carry great products. It's been super helpful for me. I was a girly that never did skincare, and I was like, I have no idea where to start. We have answers. Now I'm a proud skincare user for the last couple of years. So retinol, vitamin C serums. We said vitamin C really is a good cofactor for collagen production. So a good vitamin C serum, using that morning and evening. And then doing gua sha or like facial massages just so that you can increase circulation in the face. I met this girl a couple months ago and I was like, oh my God, your skin is gorgeous. Like, what do you do? And she told me every morning I gua sha my face because she's like, I've noticed it has helped shape my jawline. It reduced so much inflammation and puffiness in my face, and her skin looked phenomenal. So massage your face. Things like red light therapy have become so popular, and there's so many options out there for red light therapy. So doing that a couple times a week, that's going to help your cells turn over as well. And you want to hydrate and protect your skin from within. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Goes to me as well. And then you want to apply, have a really proper skincare routine that you're covering all your bases. And as we age, the more consistent and the more on top of it we have to be with our skincare. Because again, we start to lose our collagen in our 20s. So very important that we are proactive and preventative. I met two sisters last month at a paint event. And one of the sisters was, she's like, man, my sister looks phenomenal because she's been pushing skincare on me forever. She does skincare and I've never listened. And she looked and her face looked beautiful. So it was like, even other people are realizing like our skincare routines are really, really important. So take care of your skin. And then, oh my goodness, let's go back because I'm really excited to share this next one with you. So the name is Sculptra, and Sculptra, the way it was explained to me, it is going to be something that's going to fertilize the foundation of our skin. So it's seeded with really good proteins and really good cofactors so that we can build collagen naturally. So if we have lost collagen throughout due to age, or maybe the perimenopause, menopause stage, or whatever it is, or you're like, I still really like where my skin is at and I want to keep it that way, this is it. So let's go into what is Sculptra. I'm so excited, guys. So it lays down, so it's very easy to do, but what it does is lays down this substance called PLLA, so poly-L-lactic acid. And it's a substance that's going to stimulate natural collagen production. So we inject it into the bottom layers of the skin. And once it's there, it's going to be like, hey, let's recruit some of these fibroblasts. Remember, we talked about fibroblasts. They help make that connective tissue and that collagen. So it recruits those to come into those areas and start building that collagen foundation so that our skin, whatever loss has happened, or you're like, you know what, I'm not going to lose my collagen. It's going to stay where it's at. This is it. It's going to help keep it. And the best part is that it's going to build it from that bottom layers up. So when we use all our amazing topical skin products, it's really protecting our top layer of the skin, but we want something that's working at the bottom layer so that we're covered in all layers. So that's the reason why I put this mattress example on here, is because if you've ever had a mattress that you've had for so long, it starts to sag, right? Or you start to see it diminish in its bounciness. And that's what happens with our skin. That supportive core tends to start withering. It becomes less flexible, and it starts to, wear away. And what we're preventing, or what we're going to do with Sculptra is going to build that supportive core back. So then when it's going to make a nice firm base again, so that we can keep our beautiful natural collagen production. So it's going to help restore that firmness and that volume that's been lost by strengthening that bottom foundation. So the mattress always stays nice and plump, nice and bouncy, and it's gonna help make the skin glow again. So we want to make sure we keep our beautiful baby skin. So we can see that Sculptra works deep within the skin. So it works deep within the skin, again, to build that bottom layer so that we can restore skin health. Really, really amazing, because it's very subtle. It's very subtle. It's a gradual progression, but it's long lasting, and it allows us to age gracefully. So it's not going to change our facial features. All it's going to do is make sure that we stay youthful. We restore our youthful look. So you're wondering, what's the difference between Sculptra and filler, right? I had the same question. So Sculptra stimulates collagen from within. So it's recruiting our own natural cells to restore the collagen. And that polymer, it's only in our system for about 6 months or so, because our body actually dissolves it. So it actually dissolves. And once it does, our fibroblasts have already laid down that foundation. So they, as we saw in that first picture where we saw the structure being built by the construction workers, that's what's happening. So that the Sculptra is going in and being those construction workers and laying down new foundation. And once that new foundation is there, it's no longer needed, and our body will get rid of it. So the best is that it is very subtle. It's long lasting, and it allows us to age gracefully, keeping all our natural features. It's going to improve the skin elasticity. So one of the videos I was watching about it, they tend to do this, like how far out can your skin stretch? So if it's depending your age, that's going to get like more and more, because you're losing that plumpness underneath. So it helps refirm that. So that's not happening. That sagginess of the skin, it's going to help that not happen, because it's, again, building that grip, that foundation, that those coils right underneath. And it offers a glow because it's restoring your skin from the bottom up. And if you're working with us, we're going to get you on some beautiful products that are going to help maintain that glow on your skin. So we're going to work on this collagen from all angles. We saw how we're going to work on it through diet, through lifestyle, through face products, and through truly building that foundation. Traditional fillers is more of an immediate effect. You're going to notice that volume right away. That volume is done with hyaluronic acid. It has a shorter duration, and it does break down faster. So filler, it's going to wear out eventually, and then you're going to need more of it. With Sculptra, the goal is that it's building that foundation, so that you're going to have continuous gradual effects of it. And then you just have a little maintenance phase for it, so that you can keep your skin nice and healthy and strong. So that's the biggest difference. You're not going to notice a drastic effect from Sculptra right away, because it's working from the bottom layers up. With filler, you're going to notice that difference right away, because it is that immediate volume. So let's take a look at a picture of a big difference. So here we have the before. As we can see, her marinade lines here are a lot more evident. So that's the smile lines, right? And then we have some wrinkles in that teardrop area by her eye and her nose, and some crow's feet, a little bit of lines on her forehead, not too much, right? And this was a 12-month, and we can see that in 12 months, her skin is a lot more plump. She has a better glow to her skin, and a lot of those fine lines have actually reduced. And we can see that her features are not altered. She still looks just like herself. She just looks like a really well-rested, very well-hydrated, beautiful woman. And that's our goal. Our goal is to just get you back to take a couple years off, make you look really natural, and have people be like, what have you been doing? You look amazing. That's what we want. So this is only 12 months. It's only going to get better. Like I said, it's going to vary from person to person, but it's the changes are amazing, and the best part of it is that it is that recruitment of your own collagen production to ensure that you age very gracefully. Okay. So that's the big news, guys. I'm really excited about Sculptra just because that's what we want. We really want to age gracefully, and a lot of people have fear fillers just because they don't want that huge drastic change to their face. I think in some women the combination is amazing if it's needed, but now there's an option where it's like, I just really want to age very gracefully. We have that option for you. So come visit our office, check it out, pick up a pamphlet. If you are one of our patients, you'll see them on our desk. We are super, super excited about it. But I'll put here our information. That way you can reach out to us. But it's been a pleasure to sit with you guys today and go over the amazing benefits of collagen. Remember, just take care of yourself. Sleep well, eat well, hydrate well, protect your skin, and visit your doctor so we can get you on some Sculptra.